The following presentation is brought to you by kmmedia.pro. Please visit kmmedia.pro for more information. Now stay right where you are as we present. Welcome to Positive Talk Radio, evolving ideas, one conversation at a time. Great guests, dynamic stories and interviews, plus new thoughts on a wide range of topics and concepts. I hope that you'll hang with me, Kevin McDonald, my friends, and of course, you. As together we work to understand why we are all here and what we can do to make our world a better place for all of us. To be happy, be kind, and live in peace together. Yep, that's Positive Talk Radio. To Positive Talk Radio, I got to tell you, this is exciting. We've got a house full of people, and we've got some really cool singers, songwriters, and producers, and directors, and actors, and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to play why we're all here, and this is the reason why. This is Sisters J.
Open when you need a new song. Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you want to feel closer to me. Make no mistake, we can't fool ourselves. Nothing we can do about the distance. The miles between us, a part of me is missing. A road you will I talk for every day we've been together. Open each one when you think of me and the love between us. Open when you need a new song. Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you want to feel closer to me. Words you might need written from my heart, sealed with my kiss while we're apart. Open when.
And that is Sisters J. That is their song, Open When, which is climbing the charts all over the country and really all over the world. And we've got everybody that's involved with it. And, you know, well, almost everybody. Lily is in school, so she might be joining us in a little bit. But we've got Mary Elizabeth Jackson. We've got Elizabeth Jackson. We've got Theo Perlman, who is of a really talented producer, and Greg Wilson, who directed the video that we're going to play in a little bit, and it was a really a cool experience for everybody, and it's a great video. And so let me start with the guy who directed it. Greg, you are an actor of note. You're a director. You are a teacher, an acting teacher. Where did you run into this group of fine people?
Well, we've been with our theater company, Actors Point Theater Company here in the Nashville area. You know, I had it in my brain that the best way to serve the community, certainly by bringing professional actors to our area, and where we are, part of Nashville we're at, we've got this beautiful lake that's available to us, and so on and so forth. So, hey, we can do some things near the lake, all the things. Anyway, but in order to really serve the area, if you really know Hendersonville, Tennessee, you know this. It's a 38-year-old with 2 kids in a van that go to church, okay? There's just a lot of people here with kids. And so I said, you know what? We got to serve the community good. We're going to offer programs for kids from elementary age all the way up through high school. And so we do that every summer. And paired with the fact that the Jacksons and myself and my wife and so on, we were going to church together. That's kind of how we found each other, really. And so Elisabeth and Lily have been with me for how many years, you guys?
10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Wow.
So saw them from being little kids and develop into the amazement that they both are.
And they really are. They're wonderful singers, they're songwriters, they're actors, and they all get it from their mom, who is Mary Elizabeth Jackson. And she's an author. She is also an actor, and she's also a songwriter, and she's also now a podcaster. So, what's the name of your podcast, by the way?
No, it's called Cover to Cover.
And what are you featuring in the podcast?
Authors from around the world and everything about the writing world.
Oh, that's really cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Well, I wish you much success. You've done it before, and then you took a little break from it. Is that right?
No, actually, I have had a live stream for over 4 years, and so that's called Writers Corner Live Network, and that's you can find that on Facebook. But I've decided to. I've connected with a music PR company, and so they're like, "Hey, we want you to do a podcast with us." And I was like, "All right, hey, let's do it." And so that's how that has come about. So it's pretty exciting. And Greg is my intro and outro voice of the podcast. Sounds absolutely amazing. And it's exciting for us all to be able to work together on projects.
You guys are such a talented group. That you brought together a bunch of talented people. It really is remarkable. And Lily's going to be along in a little bit, but Elisabeth is one of the sisters, Jay. And how are you, Elisabeth?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to survive student teaching right now, but it's been a great experience.
Are you student teaching? Well, obviously you are. What are you teaching?
I'm teaching band at an intermediate school and a high school right now.
Oh, good for you. You're far too young to be a teacher, young. You should still be in school, like you in 8th grade or something. I don't know.
Let's not go back to middle school.
I want to go back there.
And by the way, I just want to compliment you publicly. The video that you were in, your acting was just sensational. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Yes.
And Greg's responsible for that, and Ted Theo Perlman is responsible for the song. I can always tell when it's a great song when everybody, even though you guys have heard it like a lot, you're still bopping to it a little bit because it's a great song. And who'd like to tell me or tell our audience how the song came to be?
Well, Elisabeth and Thornton and I, last summer, we wrote the song, and it's based on actually a true life experience in Elisabeth's life. And and yes, who is that? Your wife?
That's Lily.
That's Lily.
Oh, is that Lily? Oh, you found Lily's. There's Lily. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
My life has changed, and that's my wife now.
She's here in spirit. That's
In
all.
spirit.
I couldn't see who's this far away. There's our Lily. That's the second half of Sisters J. So, yeah, but I don't know. Elisabeth and Thornton is not here right now, but he is one of the co-writers on the song and the label the song is with. And we sat down and wrote this song last summer. We all kind of have these creative minds that just never. Right, Greg? It never sleeps. It never turns off. It never goes to bed. It's constant. 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't care what it is. And when any of us are together, ideas come. Hey, we should do this, or hey, what about if we do that? And so Elisabeth can tell you what the song "Open When" means to her, and it's really universal, isn't it, babe?
Mm-hmm. It really doesn't necessarily have to be about a romantic partner. It can be about a friend, a family member, a loved one who lives far away. It's trying to bridge the gap of distance in whatever relationship you have, because distance can be difficult, and so it's about trying to make that easier.
Now,
Yeah, and so
I was just going to ask, did you think this up? And did you actually do this for somebody?
Mm-hmm. I
How
did.
did you come up with the idea? It's brilliant.
Oh, it wasn't necessarily an original idea. Some of them, parts of it was. For my 16th birthday, one of my friends made me an open win box. And then when I graduated high school, some of my friends made me an open win box to take to college with me. So I had a part of home with me, like if I was having a bad day or if I needed a hug or if I was having guy trouble or just whatever. I could open these letters and my friends, a bunch of my friends wrote them for me. And so I wanted to do that for somebody else.
So it's a pretty big phenomenon, isn't it? Especially in your guys' age range and culture.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it happen in a while.
Right.
Not for a couple of years, but I think it would be a good thing to bring back.
So we thought it was good for right now because we need positivity in the world. And, Elisabeth actually, now the part that's true is that she did write how many letters?
502 notes.
502 notes. So she actually did do that. And they actually all do have titles. Yeah, it took her 2 weeks. So that's the creative part of her that, it kind of contributed to the idea of this was actually doing that for someone, what goes into that, what it means, and sending that part of you to somebody else until you are back together, no matter how far the distance is.
Mm-hmm.
I should have had my son. I used to make him write 500 times. I will do my homework. I should have told him those are open win letters, just like keep writing,
Mm-hmm. And I chose 502 is not just a random number. I had been with that person for 502 days at the point when I was going to give those notes to the person because they were going off to college. And so that's kind of how it's incorporated in the video. Also is like, you can do this for, someone who's going off to college because that's what was done for me. And occasionally if my mom sends me stuff in the mail, she'll send me a few open win letters. It's always a nice surprise.
Well, you do know that, obviously you're of that age group. It's hard to keep somebody's attention long enough to write 500 letters, let alone, you might have somebody who wants to write 500 texts maybe, but.
That's true. Yeah. I do tend to hyperfixate on things. That does help.
But I mean, that is just to help somebody who is away from home and is probably homesick and they're in finals week or life is tough, and then they can open up the box and they can feel like a piece of home is with them. That is just brilliant. I'd never heard of that before. Did you older guys, did you hear that? I never heard that when I was growing up at all.
Who? What older guy?
The older guy.
He meant the older guy.
He might be talking about Greg,
Yeah, I'm the one with the gray hair. I hadn't heard of it, but it made sense and kind of to really chime in on you were talking about the sincerity or the it didn't feel like it was acting. It felt like there was some really good feeling going on. I mean, both Lily and Zach, literally right after we shot this thing, within a month or so, went off to school, to college for the first time. So it wasn't. They were in a headspace that we're gonna allow them to maybe feel some of these emotions anyway. Mm-hmm. So the timing was right. Does that make sense? And so you can get them into that thought life. Yeah, you can get them into the thought life pretty easily because and that thought life came across in their acting.
So what was it that got you to write the song about that? Was it just something that you guys came up with that, or was there a longer period of time that you guys were working on it and that's really what you wanted to get out there? Because I think it's a beautiful concept, and I would not be a bit surprised if a lot of people look at that and go, hey, that's a really good idea. Maybe I'll do that.
Well, we hope so, actually. I'm trying to think back, Elisabeth, to when we sat down and started it. And I think we wanted to write something positive. We wanted to write something that would be a good message for people out there. We wanted to draw on from her life and Lily's life and something that would be realistic and universal. And I remember driving down the road in the van, as Greg talks about. I do have a van, and I remember driving down the road. And as an author, I'm always thinking about titles of things. So Open When came into my mind as the title because that's what we were writing about. And so that kind of helped us finish the song because we were writing about letters and we were writing about love and we were writing about something positive, but we hadn't really kind of brought it all together. And it took us several sessions together to come up with all the words, and then the music came after that.
You must be really proud of these two kids because they really have got hearts of gold and are really looking at other people. And rather than, I don't know, when you're in your late teens, early 20s, it's all about yourself, you know, and
It's like this by this. It's the selfie. It's the selfie generation.
it is. And
Melissa's rolling her eyes at me.
You're not wrong, though.
I know I'm not wrong.
But for you guys to have it in your heart to reach out to other people like that is remarkable. And you realize how many people you're going to impact by doing this, by doing the song and the video and stuff like that. People are going to think that's a really, really good idea.
They're going to impact lots of young people just because of how they live their life. And, it's beyond one song. It'll be 2, 3, 4, 5 songs, years of their career. But they are just, they really stand out among all the artists that are out there now because they're just such good kids, and that's really rare. And so they just, none of those scandals or messes or anything like that you're going to find with them. And they're just really devout, good, decent kids, which I attribute to mom and dad a lot. But they, I've worked with so many singers. These two girls are just a joy to work with, and they're just really nice people, really, really nice people. They're a joy to be around. They're lots of fun. And so I think they'll influence kids by just the way they carry themselves, the way they live their lives going forward. It's not just one song. It's just who they are. It'll be a really good example for people.
And they are incredibly talented and
Yes.
with wonderful voices, great harmonies. It's amazing. And you guys have been singing together forever. And it really shows. It really shows in your professionalism and how the song comes across and what you do. And congratulations. Are you proud of yourself?
I guess.
We really are proud of ourselves. My sister and I have been singing together for so many years now, and we just really have a special bond. And when we sing, you can feel that bond. I have to go now. I'll be back in a little while.
That's the most I've heard Lily talk at any given time.
I'm so sorry. I learned from Mr. Bill on Saturday Night Live. So.
Hey,
Now,
could I ask a question?
Yeah.
Could I ask a question?
Yep.
Ted, when you heard these guys harmonize the first time, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, to tell the truth, whenever I hear a voice that's beautiful, I say, thank you, God. I mean, I just seriously have to get down on my knees and say, wow, I'm in the presence of another example of how wonderful God's gift of music is. And when you hear it right in front of you, that is just, you have to say, thank you. That's all. I mean, it's beyond just, wow, they can sing, they can do this. It's just it's like seeing a sunrise, or, if you have children, seeing your little child when they're first born, or the sun going down, or, babies, just all those little things that just say that God loves us and the world is a beautiful place. And when I heard them sing, it was just, okay, I'm in the presence of something really special. So.
Thank you, Ted.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And you're also multi-dimensional musicians as well, which you guys, you have it all. And so now you're a student teaching.
Yes, I played the harpsichord, the bagpipes, the flute, the cello, and I whistled on the record. If you listen, the whistling is me.
She did whistle. She whistled.
And by the way, if you missed the reference to Mr. Bill, that was a reference to Saturday Night Live in the late 70s, early 80s. So you'll have to go in the archives to look that up if you're.
It was a claymation little character, every week they did the most horrible stuff to Mr. Bill. They put him on the road, ran him over. They put him on the edge of the George Washington Bridge, threw him off. They put him in a microwave. I mean, it's just, I don't know if you could get away with it now, but you know, and he talked like that voice, "Hi, Mr. Hand," and it would be like, "Hi, Mr. Bill. So happy to see you this week. Oh, it's a nice day." And Mr. Hand is like, "Yes, time for you to go. No, time for you to go in the dryer, Mr. Bill." "No, I don't want to go to the dryer." "Yes, Mr. Bill." And they put him in the dryer.
Oh,
And he melts or something. So it was the beginning of when they had John Belushi and Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, those early Saturday Night Live things. So it was just like a little third-party film that they used to play. It was a little short, but it really took off, and people were just doing Mr. Bill like everywhere, you know, kind of like it's like, you remember Dondi, which was a Saturday morning a Christian show, and it was like a little kind of claymation thing. It was kind of like that, but Dondi didn't get squashed by trucks, you know. He was covered by the blood of Jesus, so Mr. Bill wasn't.
Yeah, that's all pre-YouTube, you know. Now they roll over all kinds of things on YouTube and make $20 million in a year or so.
Yeah, Mr. Bill would have a TikTok channel now.
Yeah, he would. Somebody will bring it back. Watch.
Now somebody's going to bring it back. You bet.
Yeah,
we can do it on our next video.
So I think for the girls, it's still really kind of surreal for both of them because, you know, they're doing everyday stuff. And so, like, I know Elisabeth said, you know, she said, I feel so out on the outside looking in because it just kind of seems like, you know, we have the text feed going between all of us on the team, and it gets a little carried away sometimes with giggles and kind of obnoxious things, but it's good because we all need the chuckles. But you know, in there is the talking about, hey, it's number 1. Hey, it's number 2. Hey, it's number 5. Hey, it's whatever. Hey, now you're on this chart. Hey, you know, there's that constant updating of everything. But I think for both of them, because they're in school and they're living every day, just being normal people, you know, that it just seems kind of surreal still. I don't know. I'm talking for you, Elisabeth. I'm so sorry, dear.
No, I do feel that way, especially because, I mean, I am student teaching. I'm getting my licensure, which is really exciting, but I'm in an intermediate intermediate school and a high school every day. So I'm just around children all the time.
Well, and Elisabeth, wouldn't you say that, I mean, the fact that here you are in the studio with Ted Perlman, what? Working with Thornton Klein, what?
Yeah.
What?
Greg Wilson.
No, but I'm just saying, you know, I mean, I shake when I'm around these guys. Like, oh, you guys know who you are, you know.
Like, never in my wildest dreams did I think. I mean, I always dreamed it would happen, but I didn't know that it would actually happen. So it's just really, really cool.
It's one thing,
and a lot of
working with good people. It's another thing to say, look at their pedigree, and these guys have it.
I mean, you know, their mother's been involved in TV. And so, you know, these girls are not starstruck by anything. They're just, you know, there to do the work. And it wouldn't matter if I was Paul McCartney or anybody else. They still would just, you know, treat it the same. They come to do the work, which is wonderful. So, you know, there's none of that, kind of thing that, you know.
Well, there is that. We just don't necessarily show it all the time.
But they are moldable and take suggestion well, wouldn't you say, Ted?
Yeah, and I would also say that they were really good. I really enjoyed writing the song for them, and
that sounds just like him.
And working with them, you know, and Ted and the studio. It was really, really great. I was so happy to hear my song come to life. I gotta go now. Bye.
You know what? I think Ted deserves an Academy Award for his acting.
He deserves an Emmy.
Yeah, I mean, his impression work is amazing.
We can bring anybody. But I said they just really were open and trusting, and it was really easy for me. I'm sure Greg had the same thing when he did the video. They just are very trusting that, okay, we're all going for the same goal. And so it's just, we want to make this great. So there was like always say, check your egos at the door. And they really follow that. But I mean, I have to give more credit to their mother Mary, because she just, having been in the business, it's kind of like Steph Curry in basketball was really prepared for it because his father was an NBA player. Same thing with Kobe. His father was an NBA player. And people come up, whether it's Natalie Cole or anybody whose parents have been in, been in the business. It just Whitney Houston, anybody it makes it easier for them to come in because they're just they've been trained, you could say, like that, and so they just do the work, and there's no it's fun and they're relaxed and you can laugh while you're working because they're really professional even at this young age.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes the work process really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I want to do music is because I love music. So they're just and then it comes out and it's like, wow, that's like really, really good. So it just makes you feel good and just loving your job.
And by the way, if you want to have some fun, go Google, and it won't hurt, Ted, but go Google Mr. Perlman, and you'll see that he's worked with some of the greats of all time.
Well, I've been updating my resume, and I added these girls in because I'm so proud of working with them. So I don't care about all these other names, but they're really, really important to me. They're just as good as anybody I've worked with. And all those other names on my Wikipedia page, they are, I'm just as excited about them, even more so because that's,
that really means a lot, Ted.
Yeah, I mean, I came to Nashville to do this kind of music, what I'm doing with them, so I'm really happy about this.
And Elisabeth, I know that you have a commitment and you're going to have to leave here in a second, but I wanted to for you to have the opportunity to first of all, I'd like you to have the opportunity to welcome Thornton to the program. Hey, Thornton, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Oh,
Wait.
my double is over there.
Amazing. They sound exactly the same.
I know.
I do look.
Well, I was stuck in traffic. My dog ate the directions. I couldn't make it here. I couldn't get the keys to my car. The light didn't change. The light was broken. There was an accident on the freeway. And anyway, I'm here now. I've been filling in for you.
Couldn't move my schedule around. So sorry.
I know. Listen, text your sister. Your brother has my phone, so I don't know where she is. She should be on here. So, hi, Thornton.
Good to see you. Hey, good to see you. How's everybody?
We're good.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
Thank you for inviting us on.
All right, you guys are a hoot. It is so much fun to have you guys here because number one, what I really like about it is all you guys have gotten together and you are supporting these two young budding superstars really are working to help them do what they do best, and you're all are going to have a real big impact in the world. Thornton with your writing, and Elisabeth with your singing and writing, and Mary and you guys are all very, very talented human beings, and I thank you for coming on. And I wanted to give Elisabeth a moment to tell our audience anything that she would like them to know about anything at all, because I know that you have to go here in a minute. I hate to put you on the spot, but there you go.
No pressure there.
Well, I just really want to say thank you to my family. And when I say family, I'm talking about all of y'all, because I wouldn't be here today without you guys. I mean, I wouldn't be here completing my degree. I wouldn't be, I really am really, really grateful beyond words.
We're all very proud of you.
Yeah, we're all proud of you. That's true.
It shows. It shows to a great degree that and really I think you should be honored that you are of such high caliber that you draw because great people draw great people to them.
Mm-hmm.
And because of your high caliber and how you're bringing all these people together, and it's going to be really something special. Like the song that we're going to play here in a little bit, "Open Win," has been it's like in the top 10. It's rising all over the place and all over the world. In my little show, it's been downloaded 3,000 times.
Wow.
On one platform, not all of them. And so, you're going to be good. You're going to be big, and you are going to be able to keep, because of the team you have around you. Unlike some people like the Mr. Perlman knows from the past, you're going to keep your head on your shoulders and you're going to keep your feet on the ground, and you're going to do really, really well and not get involved with some of those things that can happen when stardom happens. Do you agree with that, Ted?
Yes, definitely. They're just a bright light. They have a light around them, and their purpose is not just to fame and glory. Their purpose is just to do great music and to be an example for others coming up. There's some little 6-year-old girl somewhere that's going to see them, and it's just going to say, "Oh, I want to do that, and I want to be like that."
Yeah. And let's face it, the fact that Elisabeth has to leave isn't for something frivolous. She wants to go to church right now.
She wants to sing for God.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Absolutely. And I also want you to know that because of the song that you've written and what you've done in the past, there's going to be someone who is going to do exactly what you did, and it's going to positively affect other people's lives. And I can't think of anything that's more important to do than that.
Right.
So congratulations, youngster.
Yeah, so you're a hero of mine.
Shiro. Yes.
Shiro. Absolutely. So Elisabeth, we'll let you go to church, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Love you, baby.
And my sister and I will be back.
Bye.
See you later. Thank you, kiddo.
Bye. Oh, I hope Alyssa can come back. So, I want to speak to what Greg has poured into my girls for 10 years. It's been very important and very much helped them find their voice. They've had incredible training. Lily started with Greg when she was 9 in Annie Warbucks. Wow. And she played one of the little orphan children. So, but for her, coming from a great tragedy that happened in her young life, to be brave enough to get on stage and to continue that journey and to stick with Actors Point all these years. I mean, we're 10 years now. And the last 3 summers, she's had a lead role. Well, yes. And that's really allowed her to come outside of herself and do something that she really wants to do professionally, along with, singing, and then her artwork and her animation stuff. But, Greg's been pretty significant in my kid's life. So he's really, like, I guess, Uncle Greg. Well, we call him Lord High Master. That's what he makes the kids call him, just so you know, Kevin. My 9-year-old calls him.
Those are my pronouns.
Those are
Lord High Master.
Or if you curtsy, my lord is okay.
My lord. Okay. Well, you're in the South, so we say my lord. Oh my goodness, right?
I'll have to explain it to you sometime, Ted. Anyway.
It's pretty funny though. But I mean, even Carson corrects me. You mean Lord High Master? Yes, I'm talking about Mr. Greg. So, but I know that the girls found their voice in your theater. And they're in the training. That's where they found their voice, because before then it was like, I don't know if y'all should sing, because you know how kids are trying to find their voice and they want to sound like, back then it was Hannah Montana and it was Selena Gomez. That's who was really big back then. And it was like, no, you don't sound, no, we need to help you find your voice. And so, that it happened in your theater.
Well,
and so, and then all the other training they've had over the years. But, and Greg and I go way back before I even had my little guy. So we go back before even church, actually.
Right.
So
right.
There's Thornton.
Hi, Thornton. There he is. He's
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Well, and to the point where, there's certain kids that you go, they because Elisabeth graduated from high school
4 years ago.
Just graduated from college, right? So it's like 4 years ago, she graduated from high school. And there are some kids that say, hey, I want to come back and help with camp. And there's very few of them I'll say, yes, you can. but now I beg her to come back and help with camp. In fact, for what I call my little kid camp, pretty much her and another person run it.
Yeah,
I just stand back and watch.
She's done the music producing for you. Yeah, so it's been great training for her ear, for the understanding of music and timing, and so like you take all that and then they get to work with Ted. It makes it easier. It makes what he does easier because they understand your terminology and everything.
Elisabeth, we did a song for Thornton. It was for the Chengdu Music Festival. So we had kids, and we had a whole bunch of kids. We were over at Thornton's house, and Elisabeth just like stood up and took charge of just the kids. And I said, "Need somebody to, conduct the kids because I was doing the engineering and everything." She was just like, she just nailed it. She stood up and said, "Okay, everybody come around," and she was just so together, and she just was so sure of herself. I was like, "Whoa!" I mean, she just totally. And then Lily did the same thing, and they just really were they're so prepared and ready for this, and they're just they're great followers, they're great leaders, they're great team members. But when you need somebody to okay, with the kids, she just really has that natural gift of teaching. And it's really was like it threw me.
And then you couple it with a wordsmith like Thornton, and
Yes.
Oh wow, all the things happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Thornton, welcome back. How you doing?
Can you hear Thornton?
He hears us.
Is he muted, Kevin?
No.
Thornton.
No. Unless he doesn't have his ears in or something. I don't know. So we'll work through that. I guess he can't. He can see us, but he can't. I don't know if he can hear us or not.
He's meditating.
Thornton, give a thumbs up. Can you hear us?
Oh,
Okay.
and
I'm going to text him. Wait.
Yeah.
And
is Lily coming?
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to bring on the star of the show. Her name is Lily Jackson.
Hi.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, Lily. How you doing?
Well, I finally made it. I had to download Chrome and everything because I didn't know that my tablet would require it. But
You've been here the whole time.
You've been there, yeah.
Sure.
You were actually saying some very intelligent things, by the way.
I was.
Yes, you were. You said a lot of things. Your part of the interview was really, really special, and I'm glad you came. But your mini me has been handling it for you, so I hope you do. I'm happy that I was there.
Lily, have you ever heard of something called Mr. Bill?
I don't think so.
You just did.
You just did.
All right.
Look it up. You'll find it. You'll figure it out.
You'll have to find it. Saturday
I'll do
night.
that.
There goes Thornton. Thornton's gone again.
I told Thornton. I sent him a text. I don't know if he has his phone. I said we can't hear you, so I haven't responded. So I don't. Maybe the Wi-Fi where he is or his phone.
Yeah, could be.
Could be that, right?
Yeah.
Well, Lily, we're so glad you're here, baby. You know what? Carson has my phone, so that's why you were trying to get a hold of me. Like, Mom, how do I get on? I'm so sorry, babe.
I texted Elisabeth because she was like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Where are you? You're not here."
By the way, Lily, I just wanted to tell you that, and we've got your video queued up, ready to play. I just want to tell you, your acting and how you performed during that video was awesome, just amazing.
Yes.
Thank you. I tried my best.
It's made all of us cry. We all admitted it here live that we've all cried over the video.
Well, that's all thanks to Mr. Greg, because without his theater camp, I wouldn't be an actress. So
there we go.
Wow.
But do you find that just? Can you hear us now, Thornton?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's just I'm hooking up to cellular instead of
there may be a
5G, which is great, but must be something.
Did you get my text saying we can't hear you?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Funny,
okay, good.
But I couldn't hear y'all either, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll carry on and we'll see what we can get done. But Greg, I wanted to ask you because you're the one who directed and put together the video, and you really wanted to make it just right and just so. And so it was a process, wasn't it?
It was, and a lot of times you're able to, get these things done with storyboarding. You storyboard out the what you want to shoot and kind of the order you want to shoot things in. And we had what we thought was a solid story shot the first time, but just something and I know all of you have probably done this. You're working on something and just something that just bugs you. It sticks in your craw. You can't sleep that night, whatever. And I'm like, we gotta. There's more to be told here. There's something that's kind of missing. And honestly, like that opening shot when Lily comes out the door and hands him the thing, and she's standing on the street and watching the car go away. That came in that 3 o'clock in the morning. We're like, we got to get Lily back. We got to get Zach back in because there's something missing in really tying this story together. Okay, and part of it was it at the very beginning. It looked like both girls were kind of writing letters to the same guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, that would have been a problem. We would have had another love interest,
love triangle.
Yeah, we had a whole other song.
All of a sudden, it's a whole nother song. Exactly. So we're like, okay, it's got to be between. It's got to be two. It's got to be older sister helping out younger sister. It's got to be, it's got to be some mentorship. Which is why we came up with the opening of the video is, hey, here's your sis, not just to tell you what to do, but she's going to live and walk with you through this, because the pain of having to leave all by yourself is one thing. The pain of letting someone go and be gone from you is another kind of pain. And so so both of the main characters had a support system in the story that we came up with.
Well, the story is brilliant, and the acting is terrific. And that young man, by the way, since he's not here, Lily, could you just tell him that from me, I have acting in my background and stuff. His portrayal was believable. It was real. And I thought you guys were engaged or something.
It's funny. He actually has a girlfriend. And I was like, I kind of hope she doesn't see this video.
Oh, too late.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll tell him.
But it was just so genuine and really heartfelt. That's why I said I was crying. I mean, I'm sure her mother was crying because it's like, oh, my babies and stuff. But
yeah,
I'm
but it's believable.
Yeah, it was very believable.
I can feel them in the video, and so Greg did a great job directing. And even though I was there, I didn't see everything he was doing until the finish, And so I didn't know some of this that was going on, and then it was like, oh, And every time I watch it, I do that, and it's so funny. One of my very favorite parts, Greg, in the movie is when they walk by the fence. Because it's so retro 70s. I don't know. And both the girls are like, oh, I don't like that part, Mom. I feel weird. And I'm like, you don't get it. For our age or whatever, we're gonna date ourselves. I love that's one of my very favorite parts in the video.
I was gonna call you up because I was like, when did Lily get a boyfriend? When I saw it, I was like, I didn't know about this. I knew Connor, but it's like, who is this dude? Let me talk to Pops. Does Pops know about this?
Yes, right.
And I'll tell you, I'm really proud of him because we talked a little bit, and you know what? Get a good thought life going, and then you don't have the hard work of trying to act. So it didn't look like acting.
No, it didn't.
When we see bad acting, it's because we see the acting.
Yeah.
Okay. And in this case, we didn't see the acting. We saw the feeling, which is the essence. And because these kids know that once we get that in their head, their body and their instrument will follow their feeling.
I didn't know she was acting. I thought they stuck her boyfriend in the video. I thought that's cool, you know.
So did I.
So that's a win, right?
I
That
know
was
Kevin
great.
asked that. Yeah. Hi, Thornton.
Hey there, it may crash in just a few minutes. I was using my phone. There's no battery on this one either, so I've been using it all day. So sorry.
You're fully here now, Thornton.
That's
Yeah,
Ted no longer has to do your voice, so we're also thankful.
so it may crash anytime. So just want to tell you. Anyway.
And
Kevin, you better grab a hold of Thornton while he's here and get some questions answered.
Well, he's a he's a songwriter and an author, and he helped write the song "Open Win," and he's a good friend of the family, and you guys work together a lot. You are part of Sisters J posse, as it were.
Right, we're the whole family. Everybody, we're the whole team. Everything. Yes.
Yeah.
All I got, Lily. All I got to say is that the young man who enters your life, it better be like spot on, or he's going to have a lot of company. And
Yeah, he is.
He's got a lot of uncles too. He's got a lot of uncles here that he has to go through approval.
Mhm.
Could I ask some questions?
oh, that's a reference to The Godfather. If you're not, we're going back to the 70s again. So,
Here we go.
well, we lost Thornton again, so maybe we'll get him back. But before we get too far, and we've been talking about the video, can we go ahead and play the video so that everybody can see it and then grab a tissue?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, with that, Lily, just would you like to give an intro to the video?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I got my new background.
Oh, there's
Oh, nice.
awesome.
Hey,
Love
look, it's my art.
that's Lily's artwork.
By the way, that's Lily's artwork, Kevin.
Oh, it's not fair that you are so young and so talented and you can do all this stuff.
I know, right? Can we just turn the clock back? I know.
Boy, no kidding. No
Yeah,
kidding.
right.
But I told Elisabeth, and I'd like to just tell you that you guys have got your head on straight. You've got a great team around you. You've got people that really care for you, and you're going to do great things. And the open win, I hope that becomes a big deal, because we don't have the connection to each other that we used to have. We're all stuck in our in the phones and in social media and all that stuff. But we don't have that personal connection anymore.
Handwritten letters. I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Such
exactly.
an old school. When you get an actual letter, it just has so much more meaning than something that was typed. My handwriting has really gone downhill. So when I send something out to somebody, I'll always try to put a little Post-it note and write it. And it usually takes like 10, 12, 15 Post-it notes. No good. No, like that, but just the fact that I wrote it by hand, or if somebody does it to me and they write it by hand, it's really special.
Well,
I don't know about 502, but that's a
502 is a lot.
That's a lot of notes. But just I knew famous songwriters, and they always. Even I went to this thing the other night with Sting and Shaggy, and at the Ocean Way in Nashville here, and so they were talking to them about how he writes, and Sting said he just started doing it in the computer, but up until all those hits that he's had were all done by hand. And so many songwriters, they just like to feel the paper and the pen and writing it like that. So whether it's an open win box with handwritten notes or song lyrics and stuff like that, there's just something that really is personal about with the pen and the paper that just, beyond just a text that you just quickly type out.
And by the way, if you're listening to this and you go, wait, what? Who did he just say? Yeah, he meant Sting, that Sting, the Sting. I
photoshopped my into the picture. I think you couldn't take pictures, so I.
Did you Photoshop yourself in with Sting?
Yeah, Photoshop. Wait, you can't see it because of the background. Wait.
Oh, you got your. Yeah,
but I wanted to make sure that I was in the picture there, so here we go. I photoshopped myself in. I'm back there.
There he is.
Sting, Shaggy, and yours truly. That's it. And I did, because there was a bald guy in the back. I was like, great. I just stuck my head on there. I said, Sting and Shaggy, but they went out afterwards. So, but I did get to talk to Sting. I asked, I was one of the 3 people who got to ask a question. and it was hosted by Metz. What's her name from This Is Us? The actress Chrissy Metz.
Oh.
So she hosted it, big lady like that. She was great. But my one question, after 20 years of wanting to ask, I never met Sting, and I wanted to talk to him for 20 years. We're watching that Murders in the Building, and Sting was on there. He was like one of the people in the building. So I was like, my one question I said is, I want to know who killed Bunny, which is one of the characters in the show. And he was like, I haven't seen the episode yet. It was funny. Then I asked my other question, which was serious. But it was very, very cool. I was right in the front row, so just to get a conversation with him. But I was, like you say, who are you in awe of? So that's somebody that I'm in awe of because his music has just been so influential on me. And just to be that close to him, I will get to talk to him at one point, But, so I still have that fan thing about certain people. I'm like, after somebody met, Bob Dylan, it was like the first time I was like, oh, this is Bob Dylan or Ringo or something. People that were just such idols when I was growing up, So I'm still a fan at heart of all these people, and now I'm a fan of your kids, which is cool. I'm in awe of their talent, and so it's not just a guy Sting's age; it's like somebody their age too. So I always want to keep that kind of fan, to be not only a producer, musician, but to still be a fan of the music. I think that's really important. And like when they were talking about who they look up to, whether it's Greg or their mother or people that, have influenced them as writers, artists, animators, and different things. So
you're gonna be an animator and a writer and a singer and a
she
songwriter
is.
and
She's not
all
good
the
at
artists
everything.
doing all those things.
Actress.
Yeah. That's what Greg's pulling for.
Don't worry, I plan to do that. It's
I
going
got
to be part of my life.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well,
there's no limits on these
Right.
girls.
Yeah.
I'll
She's
tell you
just
what.
18. Go ahead.
Why don't we play the video so that we can sample your acting talents and also the song, which is called Open Wind. This is Sisters J. You can pick up this song, go to iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff. Please buy the music. Don't just stream it. Please plop down the buck and buy it so that the artist can make some money. That's I think is really important. So with that, this is Sisters J.
Oh, my boyfriend's going off to college soon, and it's pretty far away. I'm just kind of worried for him.
Hey, do you remember that thing that I did last year for my boyfriend?
Yeah, I do.
Let's do that when I get home.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you.
Open when you need a new song. Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you wanna feel closer to me. Make no mistake, we can't fool ourselves. Nothing we can do about the distance. The miles between us, a part of me is missing. A road you will I talk for every day we've been together. Open each one when you think of me. And the love between us. Open when you need a new song. Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you wanna feel closer to me. Words you might need written from my heart, sealed with my kiss while we're apart. Learn to open when, open when. Never said love would be easy. I'm sending you a part of me. existed. Always with you. Open when you need a new song. Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you wanna feel closer to me. Words you might need written from my heart, sealed with my kiss while we're apart. Open when, open when. One day these letters will lead me back to you. That's when I'll find your loving arms. Find your arms away. Till then, this will have to do. This will have to do. Open when you need a new song. Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you wanna feel closer to me. To me, to me, to me. Open when you need a new song. Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you wanna feel closer to me. To me, to me, to me. Never said love would be easy. I'm sending you a part of me.
And that is Open When with Sisters J.
You know,
Greg?
my
ahead.
sorry, my wife, when I go to Los Angeles, if I'm gone 7 days, she writes me 7 notes, and they have a thing. This is for Monday. This is for Tuesday. This is for Wednesday. This is for Thursday, and it's just wonderful to wake up and read my Tuesday note like that. So it's just even at this age, I'm still just loving those kind of notes, open window, even though it's only a week and it's not months or anything like that.
I think at any age, it's nice when
Mhm.
you can feel appreciated and that somebody cares and somebody loves you.
It is
Mhm.
truly.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh gosh, that ending always gets me. Always the ending too, for
Mhm.
some reason. I don't know. And maybe it's just because it's my girls, but I don't know. I'm always like, oh, my babies.
Every time I watch it, I see something new. And Greg, that's great directing. I mean, and I love the little, like one of my favorite Bob Dylan videos was the Subterranean Homesick Blues, where the signs were going, and then they did it again with Michael Hutchence from in Excess, whatever that Australian band is, right? And they did the same thing with the lyrics going by and the cards turning, and you did it with the envelopes following the lyrics. That's brilliant. This video should receive an award.
Well, thank you.
It should get a award totally. Definitely.
Well, we hope so. And it's so funny watching it. I remember things when you're involved in it. You remember things like I wrote those on the envelope, so it's like I remember writing those, and Greg and I discussing what it should look like, and how wide the letter should be. And so, there was a lot of writing and then throwing it away and writing and throwing away until we got it exactly like, Greg wanted it. And it's just funny to watch go back and see that and have those memories. It's really pretty special.
I nominated the song for a Grammy. I submitted it to the Grammy. There's so many songs that are in there, but fingers crossed that it just works its way through and that they hear it and they just say, okay, because it doesn't have to be the song that was the biggest hit in the country. It just has to be the one that touches people. So I think this song will. So I believe in it, and I believe in them. So
thanks, Ted.
I couldn't agree more. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine that I discovered from the show, his name is Tommy Tika. And he just won the International Singer-Songwriter Award for the Best Foreign Singer this year. And he made a song just for me.
Wow.
So we're going to, so it hasn't been published and it's not out there anywhere. So we're going to use that for the opening and all that kind of stuff because
that's cool.
Yeah, it really is. And I love what you guys do and how you're so supportive of each other. It makes it, they're good people out there. And sometimes it seems like it's hard to find, but there are really good people out there.
Oh, well, we got an anchor between all of us. So we are, wow, sorry about that. That's the fur child that is a part of our family.
He's the
Oh,
in charge.
yes, she's, yeah, I know, right?
That's
So
that's Doggy J.
that's Doggy J, yeah. Oh my Lord. We have Dr. Edge and Doggy J. That's going to be a great rap group.
Oh, they should get a
Doggy.
bus.
They should get a bus.
Yeah, remember the dogs at Christmas time? Woof, 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 you know?
Dr. Edge is just banging away.
But the girls, we have to get a song for you, Kevin. We don't want to be outdone by Tiki Tok. What's his name?
Tommy Tika. He's from
Tommy
Finland.
Tika. Yeah, so we have to make sure that we get you a song because we don't want to be like, you know, we didn't do something. So.
But while you guys are here, so I get it on tape, will you come back? I love talking to you guys. It's just awesome.
Thank you.
Kevin, anytime. You know, we love being with you. I try to include you in everything that I put out there, you know, and everything you put out there, I try to share. So absolutely, bud.
Yeah, we really appreciate your support and belief, and just for what you do, your ministry, and for including us and for helping us. And that's, you know, all of us are greatly appreciative of that. Thank you.
You know, you're more than welcome. And now we're doing video shorts on like Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So we'll be doing that with this interview.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, in the old days, we would have had to send you 16 cases of caviar, a truck full of cash, and a trip to Hawaii. So we know that you like really genuinely like this because you didn't get any of that stuff from us. So.
We haven't made enough money yet to send Kevin all those things.
That's all right. Join the club. We're all kind of in this together. Well, Mary, you're a podcaster. You know that it's difficult to actually make a living doing it, but that's not why I do this. I do this to get to talk to people like you, and to support people like Lily and Elisabeth, and you know, Ted and Greg and Mary. You guys are just. It is so nice to be around good people, and the vibe that you put off is just genuine. It's real, and it's honestly great. And Lily, I do have to tell you, you're a lucky girl.
Thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done for us too.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I ain't done nothing for you yet. We got a long way to go yet to you know, because you guys, I think you guys are going to be something special.
Note to self: send Kevin caviar.
I don't eat dead fish egg things.
Note to self: book 2 tickets for Kevin to Hawaii. Kevin.
You know, Ted, when you did that in the first interview, that people were like, "What is it?" Oh, I know what that's from. That was very funny.
It was very funny. It was fantastic. Yeah, we had so much fun on that first interview. But you know,
we could do spots. You know, with the two girls going. You know, Sister J alone. You know, I mean, we could take that and do something. Yeah, like that. You know, just for your opening, and just keep throwing it in there. You know.
Exactly.
You could bring Mr. Bill in for some harmonies on their next thing too.
Yeah. There you go.
You should have all the artists that come on your show do a little meme like that. You know, come on, and just have a storm of everybody.
Just makes a compilation video of all the times people said Kevin, and she's like Kevin.
Yeah, just everybody. It would be really cool.
That's a really good idea.
That's a great idea.
It'll really fly on TikTok, I can promise.
It will, yeah.
Yeah, it would.
It absolutely would. And then what happens from that is that's going to be the thing going around TikTok, and then everyone's going to do it.
Everyone uses the audio.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll remix it and they'll all do their own. Send it in. You'll have Jimmy Fallon or somebody doing Kevin. You know, it'll just take off. You know, it'll be really, really cool.
I don't know. Probably not. But Lily, I told Elisabeth, when it bears repeating, I just wanted you to know that by you putting together the song, and with the help of everybody that you did it, it's going to impact a lot of people, and somebody's going to start. You're going to start a thing. It's going to be a whole new thing. People are going to start saying that is just a really dynamite idea, and people are going to start doing it, and it's going to reestablish connection between people, I think. And so, congratulations.
Thank you.
We hope so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And I've kept you guys for far too long, and I want to honor your time because it's now 5. It's dinner time. It's time for you guys to go
Yeah.
have dinner. But
The cowbell is going to start ringing.
yeah, exactly. Lily, I want to start with you. And I did this to your sister, and I'll do it to you. But by the way, in your acting class, did you take improvisational drama?
We did a little improv every once in a while.
Yeah, and then I was forced to do it on stage, and now I know how to do it. So
Improv is the most fun things that I've ever done on stage, and I've acted a little bit. I was actually in Shakespeare.
Wow.
Taming the Shrew. I
Oh,
was
wonderful.
Patricio.
That's awesome.
Do not
Greg's a
remember-
big Shakespeare fan. Yeah.
Huh?
Greg is a big Shakespeare fan, aren't you, Greg?
Yep. Been in it, done it, all the things.
The only thing I remember, and Patricio had a lot of lines.
Yes, he
on
does.
that. The only thing I remember was from one of his speeches, and the only lines that I kept from that is, and thus I've positively begun my reign. Tis my hope to end successfully. My falcon is now sharp, and that's it. That's all I got.
I like the Little Rascals one better, where it goes, Homeo, where art thou, Homeo? And then up at the top it comes, here I is, and it's buckwheat, It's buckwheat. Here I is. I mean, Little Rascals. That was my introduction to Shakespeare.
There you go.
So
instead of Hineni, which means here I am from Samuel in the Bible, went from Hineni to here I is.
There you go.
So Lily, I'd like to take a moment for you to say to our audience anything, the ones that are listening now or the ones that will be listening in the future, anything that you would like them to know.
I'd like to say, like, if there's doors that open for you, you need to take them, because you may never get a chance to do that again. And if doors do close for you, there's a good reason. And because God is leading you to where you are meant to be.
Wow.
Mary, how did she get so smart so early? That's not fair.
She has a wise old soul in her young body. Absolutely. And I don't know. I'm just really grateful for the grounding that she and Elisabeth have. And it takes having people like this in, I guess it takes a village, like people say, to raise children. But we have to invest ourselves in our children, right? We have to really invest in them and pour into them what we hope comes out of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're pouring positivity into your children and you're pouring those ways to be resilient when they have a hard time or something goes wrong, and you pour into them, no matter what happens in your life, you always remain humble and grateful for all that you have, and you're saying these things, you're gonna hopefully come out with a Lily and Elisabeth, and I don't know, or Dr. Edge, we're not sure yet. We're still working on it.
There's a little bit of everything right now.
He's in acting class with us. We'll see what happens.
He's an acting class.
But to your point, also, and Lily has always been one that she's not the first one to talk, but you can tell she's taking it all in. And not to be funny, but there's plenty of people that have been in our camps that you could go, yeah, I'm never doing that. And I think Lily saw some of those people do some of those things and went, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's not a good choice. But to your credit, to your credit, to go, yeah, no, not good, not a good choice. I think this is a better life choice for me.
Yeah.
So
when's
the next song coming out?
That's the really, $1 million question.
Soon. We started working on it. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, he's working on it. He's been working on it. And then I think we're recording the first weekend of October. Right. And it's a song that Elisabeth wrote when she was actually 16.
Wow. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
And when we wrote a song for you, Kevin, and
oh no, here goes Kevin.
So it's like
hold on to your pants
like that, and it's can you hear that?
Can you hear what?
Can you hear that? Is that coming through? Or I'm gonna have to pick up an acoustic. This is
no.
You don't hear that?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, it sounds really good.
Coming from you, we'll take
your word for it.
Yeah, and it goes through the first verse. It's talking about how wonderful you are, and then the pre-hook says how wonderful you are, and then the chorus talks about how wonderful you are. So it's just an ode to, we call it a paean to Kevin, to pull out Shakespeare words, and it's just how appreciative we are, like I said, of you having your show and all the people that you've helped out, not just us. So all of us would contribute to that song. And just like you said, thank you so much for all that you do, for being there. And I know what a struggle it is to keep a radio show on, and just to, I just said we're all appreciative that you're there, and thanks for that.
Yep. Ted, that means a lot coming from a man like you, because you've been around the best, and you've been around some really, really cool people, and some people that had a lot of talent but had some problems too.
Yeah. Well, that's just people.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing is that we all, at the end of the day, we're all just people. And we all got talent in one way or another, but your talent is so special, and you can do so many things with it. Now, I need to wrap this up, but I wanted to give Greg an opportunity to say anything at all that you like, and Mary the same thing, and we'll wrap it up with Ted.
Well, just that I think Lily is dead on. When doors open, go in and look around. Go in the room and look around, see what's in there, and God will be faithful to slam the door in your face if you're not supposed to go in there. And it's really the truth. And then it is one step at a time. God, I always tell people when I preach at them, that the word of God is supposed to be a lamp to our feet, not to our whole path. So we only get one step at a time. So if you just walk in faith, one step at a time, you'll get there. You don't need to see the end. You just need to obey one step at a time. And that's what these girls are doing. And boy, thank God, right?
Amen. Amen. With everything out there in the world, I am so, so grateful. And we also, if it's on your heart and it feeds your spirit and makes it sing, then you need to follow that. You need to do that. You need to nurture that, because you have one life to live. And I mean, why do you want to waste it sitting around doing all the things you don't want to do, or not doing the things that you want to do? So I have learned, which Greg has learned and Ted has learned too, and Kevin has learned, we are never too old to do what we want, right? Or to start it. We're never too old. I mean, it may look a little different, but we're not too old to do it. And so we just need to go for it and have faith.
Yeah, I always like to say there's two things. One from Matthew, one from Ecclesiastes, and it's the race is not given to the swiftest nor to the strongest, but to they that endureth to the end. And that's the truth. So, never give up on your dreams. Like Cheryl Lee Ralph said I know Cheryl from back in New York, but like she said in her acceptance speech at the Emmys 2 nights ago, she just said she's been doing it so long. I mean, she was the original cast of Dreamgirls back in 1977 or 8 or something like that. She's been at it for years and years, and she finally got an Emmy, which, after all these years. So it's just keep at your dreams, believe in it, and, trust in God that God's timing is perfect. And, you can have what you dream. If you can see it, you can be it.
That's a great way to end it. I can't think of anything better than to end it with that. So Sisters J and Entourage has been our guest, and I want to thank everybody for being here. This has been a really special episode, and I want to thank all of you for doing it. And when the new song is ready for publication, you have to come back so we can play it.
Absolutely.
And I thank all of you for doing this, and I appreciate it again. And we got to have you on KKNW again. But this is fun. So I thank you so much for doing this. So if you wait right there, I'll be right back. Hey, thanks for enjoying this episode all the way to the end. Please give us a like and subscribe to this channel. This has been a production of PositiveTalkRadio.net. Please visit our website, oddly named PositiveTalkRadio.net, for more details about us and our mission, which is to provide great positive programming designed to inspire us all. I'm Kevin McDonald, and I'm proud of these shows, and I truly hope that you'll like them and share them with friends and family. So on behalf of our entire team, remember, Be kind to one another because each other's all we got.